I want you to pause this real quick.
No, from the
I just noticed Pharrell has some of the smoothest kneecaps I've ever seen on a human being. That is crazy how smooth his kneecaps are. Look at your kneecap right now and tell me, is it that smooth?
Right now, wake up.
That's what I'm supposed to tell you. You said, Varnell, wake up. That's what I'm supposed to tell you. Wake up. Isn't that your tagline? Sleep? I'm up.
Wake up.
Been up. Wake your ass up.
Oh,
Yeah, boy.
No, what's
Yo,
up? What's
there,
up?
sleep.
What's up, beautiful people? You think we work too much?
I work so much. I don't even know how I have time for this. I had to come super late.
Are you going to report me?
For what?
Do you feel like these working conditions are ideal?
No, they're definitely not. I wish things were better.
Sue me.
You got it, bud.
All right. So,
what are we doing?
I don't want to waste too much time with the intro. You got anything else you want to add? You listen to anything cool lately? Okay, so Lithonia, Childish Gambino. I've been listening to that song a lot. I like that song a lot.
Damn, I should be listening to that.
I think the music video was really, really, really dope. I think Donald Glover is one of the people that I get excited about whenever they drop anything visual, from TV shows to music videos. So Lithonia.
You know what? I did listen to a couple of records from the new Billie Eilish. Yeah, I think I only heard like
there's
one
some
or two.
up-tempo stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, totally different. It's still in her pocket, but totally different vibe as far as with tempo. Like you said, like it's a little bit more energetic. Chords feel a little bit different. It's not as like mysterious. Shout out to Billy, man. Dope artist. And Phineas. Phineas, right? Yo, son. Yo.
It's a wild
I be wanting to say that too, though, but yo, I ain't got the.
All right, so.
I mean, of course, Pharrell's Pharrell, man. That's so big, man. Damn. I can't wait to meet Pharrell, man. I got a lot to talk to him about.
First of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. You know, I think that there's a huge benefit in writing and producing for other people.
Pharrell don't even brush his hair, bro. He's just that fly. Get to where you got to, even having the BTS records and having the Black Eyed Peas is like, that's validation, man. That's the type of stuff that I try to strive for, to get those type of records. And you never know. It might come sooner than you think. I don't want to get out of the way so they can look at me, because I like how you when you do your thing, looking at them, like they really look at you. I want them to look at me this time.
I'll zoom in on you.
Oh, that's right. There's that thing that you can do. You can just zoom in. My bad for pushing you, bro. I just want, you know what I'm saying?
It's all good.
Yeah, because I felt like the way you talk to them, it's real intimate. That like
we got a little bit of a different relationship, but you know,
you guys have inside jokes.
Yeah. We have inside dialogue. We have inside stories.
I realize that.
We have an inside language.
I understand that. Comment Squad. They say it. I read the comments.
Yeah, that was a great interview. RM asked some really good questions.
Did.
It's funny too, is because me thinking that I could jump into like this space of media myself and like creating content, it's because I always felt like I could ask a much better question than a journalist. Mm-hmm. No disrespect to the journalists, especially the ones that might be watching, especially my journalist friends on Twitter. Love you. Mm-hmm. It's not about me being able to do your job better than you. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that there's certain questions I can ask another musician, right, that only another musician would understand.
It's personal.
It's like two magicians having dinner. It's like you both know each other's tricks, but you can still be impressed by the magic to the point where you want to ask a question about it. So that's why that's why I like doing what we're doing here, because I can talk about music in a way that very few people can, and I can ask you questions about your process. I can ask Pharrell questions about his process and so forth. So it's cool to see RM ask Pharrell a question that he said he had never been asked before, because respectfully, journalists, just because you like music doesn't mean that you really know anything about it. And that's fair. You know, it's like there's lots of things that I like on a deeper level that if I was around an expert, I would have to play second fiddle, because they've dedicated their life to knowing it. And so I know my place in those positions.
And I feel like
The fun part, because that's like some of the most vivid paint that we can use as artists when we're like filling in what we want to be a powerful verse. It's like, okay, does it hurt enough? You know, or does it feel good enough? You know? So I understand you there when you say, you inject the pain in your verses to make sure that it's like, they're strong. I agree.
I was wondering the creative process, how it's different for you yourself, like In My Mind or Girl, or between the songs you made for the others, like the singers or the rappers, or like clips, grinding, of course. I just wondered.
I want you to pause this real quick.
From the
I
scratch.
just noticed Pharrell has some of the smoothest kneecaps I've ever seen on a human being. That is crazy how smooth his kneecaps are. Look at your kneecap right now and tell me, is it that smooth? Okay, sorry.
I'm sure he has a skincare product line.
Bro, yes, he does. But dude, I've never seen a human being's kneecaps that smooth, bro.
I played outside too much as a child.
Exactly. Me too. My joint got wrinkles on it.
So when an artist walks in, they ask for something.
Like track or
they'll say, I just want something hard, or I want something darker, or I want, something that's
the funniest
for
part.
the club, like,
banger.
You know what I'm saying? A banger, like. And so I'm considering what they're looking for, but I'm also thinking about like the texture of their voice, and the patterns and the melodies that they do usually. Then I think about how I can give them something very different than they've ever done before. And so when you mix all of that together, a lot of times, an artist will say, man, that's a little different for me or whatever. And then I'll go ahead and reference it and, sell it to someone else. And then like oftentimes that same person will come back to me and say, man, why didn't you play me that? And I'm like, I did that, but they weren't hearing it.
Exactly.
Wow, that's the fun part.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
But
then there are people who jump out the window and go ahead and try it. Because my whole thing is just try it. We don't have to put it out.
Right.
But, people are so good at what they do. Sometimes they're afraid to explore different parts of their voice, different parts of their personality, and different parts of their career. So, they're a little like hesitant. But for the ones that do try it, they get to experience something new. And look, if we decide at the end of the day it's just not right for them, it's not right for them.
Right.
But you got to hear a different side. That's my favorite part of writing and producing for other people.
Like a chunk.
It is very hard to get artists to try different things if it's not the current thing that's working.
Agree.
I think that that's like the essence of like what a producer is supposed to do. You're supposed to try to get people to do something that they never saw themselves doing. Or in my case, what I like to do is I like to try to give artists like my favorite version of whatever it is that they do. So like work with like Beyonce or something like that. There are certain songs that I love of hers that aren't necessarily like her big singles, but it's just like songs that I love. I would want to do like my own version of like that color, whatever that color is on a project, which is pretty cool to hear. And that's, unique with Pharrell because Pharrell already does something different. So you would think that when you're going to Pharrell, you would want to try something different.
Yeah.
But then you
He's
get there
Pharrell.
and it's like you want something different that he already gave somebody
Exactly.
else. But you should just be open-minded to.
See, that only works. I feel like it only works like how he's saying. It's really hard to do what he's saying with an artist if you're not already established for them to even trust you enough to know what you're talking about. And that's why, like, me as an artist producer, I like to make my own records very different from each other. So when people hear it, they're like, oh, I like how you did that. And I'm my own reference. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am my own reference to my track. So when people hear, like, okay, yeah, no, I can do that because this is what I do. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's difficult to try to show somebody, a new person, like, yo, it should sound like this without actually having something for them to hear. You know what I mean? Unless you're a Pharrell, or Dr. Dre. You already have.
I mean, you know, even then they had to get there.
Yeah, they had to get there for sure.
You wearing a Star Trek shirt? What are the odds?
I'm not gonna say I have any affiliation, but
This guy, he saw the set list.
look.
And producing for other
Like a challenging.
Yeah.
So here comes another thing. I started to listen to music. I mean, like the hip hop music in 2005. I started with the Nas and Eminem.
Okay.
Damn, you started with them?
But you know, as I get
It's
to
an
know
advanced
you,
class.
when I first listened to your song, especially, I just want to point out "Take It Off"
Yeah.
because that's my playlist, one of the playlists. So
That's crazy.
when I listen to it, I even translated it into Korean and I just recorded once when I'm amateur.
Whoa.
So